implementation of the Raft consensus algorithm. I've got 5 different servers here that are running in different corners of the world, and I'm going to have my program running on each of them. So first off, we're going to initialize server instances. So this will be server 1, this will be server 2, and server 3, and you'll see it immediately they'll start searching for a leader. That's 4, and that's 5. It looks like we've got our leader already chosen. It'll be our server 1. And so I'm just going to go through this checklist here so we can go right through it. Node select leader after system start. And then we can re-elect a leader after a leader fails. Something I've noticed is some of these nodes can be particularly slow, so I'll try to avoid doing anything particularly intensive on those ones. That's this one particularly, which is the one in Seoul, South Korea, and this one in Sao Paulo, Brazil. But anyways, we'll have this one fail real quick, and we'll see there'll be a timeout here after a little while. And the timeout length is actually pretty long right now because I was testing it on my just my local computer with a bunch of different instances running there locally, and I didn't have the enough bandwidth to make it work without a very long delay. Otherwise, there'd just be too much turnover. But hopefully here we'll see a timeout, and there we go. All right. And these two seem to have completely frozen up. All right, here we go again. And we've done it. We've elected a leader. Excellent. All right, and we'll use our speedy node again here, and we can bring him back in, and it'll figure it out pretty much immediately that the new leader is number 2. And I think next time I do this for next Sunday, I'll probably put all of the servers all kind of in the same place, and I'll run into this issue again. So now that we have that, we've got our leader as number 2, and then we can do a timeout, I think is the next thing we need to look at. And we'll maybe make this node the next one, so we'll send a timeout to it, and it'll start an election, and it comes a new leader instantaneously. So that's pretty cool. That works out well. We got the laggy one over here. I think it's probably got about 100 messages in its queue or more that it's got to sift through. But regardless, I guess that's why we have this redundancy in our system. So I think the next thing is adding events. So I've got another instance over here, and I'm going to make a client, and that's just running locally on my own machine. We'll call that 6, so it has its own queue for doing things, and I'm going to have it send a message, and this will be urchin. I'm going to do oceans theme, I guess. And so that'll get sent to our leader, who will then distribute it to the different nodes and wait for responses. And you'll see it show up. It looks like log size 1 here, 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 and here. And it's now got a new commit index equals 0. So it knows that we have something in our log that has been recognized by a majority of the other servers. And so it'll be able to use that in order to apply that to the state machine. You could see how instead of text we could have commands for our game for next Sunday. So that's good. I guess we can take a look at what that looks like. It's all in stable storage here on a file locally on each server. So we got, looks like 14 urchins, so that's the term where that was added, and the contents. And so as you add more, the log will grow. And I'll add here. I'll just add another event here real quick. Call that whale. And adding it to the different ones. We've got log size already at 2 for these guys, and we're just waiting for the slow one, and we've got urchin and whale shows up there. And if we do this again, we'll see both of those show up now. So then the next thing, we've got log structure is the way I want it. The leader replicates the log for everybody else, and they're marked as committed. Looks like we've had a timeout. And this one is looking to become the next leader. All right, so we have, this is our next leader. All right, cool. So that worked out, and everybody knows it except this one. All right. So the next thing we got to do is have a node go down, and then have a couple of events happen, and then have it catch up. So we'll go back here, or let's have this super speedy one go down. So we'll do this one. Well, let's see. So I'll have it fail, and then we'll have a couple of events happen. So this will be barnacle. All right, and so that gets distributed hopefully soon. There we go. Now it's sending messages, waiting for replies. Barnacle's showing up there. It looks like up here too we've got 3 in the log, and up here too. So the only thing that's missing is our poor node 2, who has failed. And then we'll bring it back in. It looks like leader 1 has taken the lead again. So we'll say log, we'll bring this back in. So there we go. And then maybe add a new event. Kelp. Good. All right. And so now it's denying it because it's not the right term, and it'll have to backtrack a little bit. So this is going to send a bunch of messages to it because it is so speedy. Trying to get it caught up. It looks like node 3 is also kind of slow. All right. Just going through that mess of messages that are stuck in the queue right now. we'll get there eventually, because I can see it's adding every single message that it needs over on this side and sending them all. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, like I said, I think maybe having them all wherever this server lives would be a good call. I think it's the default North Carolina. They must have the best setup there. And we'll just check what the queue is doing over here. We can take a look at how many messages are stuck. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it looks like Node 1 has managed to put 1,848 messages into this queue. That's fun. Maybe I can speed this up in post-production. Alright, well, I guess that's good enough for now. It's possible that there's some bug in there that's also causing this, but I thought it was working when it was doing it locally. So, anyways, I'll see you next week. And yeah, sounds good.